Are you serious? Are you serious, guys? We are very serious, and it is, we're going live right now as we speak. There is still heavy bombing going on by Russia on Ukraine as President Zelensky is on his way to meet with President Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago in Florida. This is it's crazy. And I'm going to tell you, I got some inside information on it. I'm going to tell you more about that in just a second. I got boots on the ground. First of all, let me tell you real quick, www.mypillow.com/Paul. Use that promo code Paul. That's www.mypillow.com/Paul. Use the promo code Paul. Mike Lindell is doing an insane end of the year sale and a special percentage off, even more off, for the Paul Begley Prophecy viewers and followers. And of course, a portion of the revenue also is donated as to the ministry here at paulbegleyprophecy.com to help us continue to send Bibles to people who need a free Bible, and blankets to those that need a miracle, healing blankets as well as prayer cloths for the sick. Also, as you guys know, we just built a church in Pakistan. We got 58 orphans we take care of in Pakistan, and we have 330 preachers that are preaching the gospel as evangelists in India right now. So all of this and a whole lot more to continue to do what we do here. And we want to thank every one of you for helping us. So, and if you want to give a special end of the year offering, some of you have had a great year. Some of you have had a great year. God has really blessed you. Maybe you've sold property. Maybe you sold a business. Maybe your business has prospered greatly. Maybe you've had a retirement fund come in. Maybe you've had a big inheritance come in. Maybe you've had a big settlement come in. There's different things. Or maybe you are just been so blessed in your life, you want to give out of your abundance, and you don't really want to write a check to the IRS when you can give some of that to the work of God. So end of the year offerings, give us a call, 765-414-2230, 765-414-2230, or just go to our website and donate, and God will bless you. Thank you. All right, here's what's going on, because this is very serious what's happening as we speak. We have boots on the ground. My granddaughter, Alexis, has a very close friend of hers, because this girl was an exchange student who came to the United States from Ukraine, and she transferred about a year after the war started and went to high school with my granddaughter. They become very close friends, and she's over there right now. And the information that she is sending back via text to Lexi it's insane. There's an insane attack, bombing going on right now in the capital of Ukraine. And reports are that Ukraine's capital of Kiev has been hit with 400 missiles, and 500 killer drones have pounded the capital city of Kiev for the last 10 hours. And with the main target being energy infrastructure and civilian apartment complexes. Now, actually, right now, I think it's 10. I'm going to triple check that. 10 apartment complexes have been hit. Here's an actual photo of one being hit right there. There's the explosion on it. So Putin knows that Zelensky is on his way. Putin knows Zelensky's on his way to Florida. Matter of fact, Putin is stopping in Canada to meet with the Prime Minister of Canada, on his way to Mar-a-Lago. Well, he'll arrive and be there for tomorrow's meetings with President Trump at Trump's home. Now, the Ukraine capital of Kiev has been targeted with these missile strikes and drone strikes by the Russian attack last night. We do not know how many people are dead. We know there are people that are dead and at least 20 people injured. And it was so bad as they were coming in that Poland scrambled their fighter jets near the border of Ukraine, and they kept flying along the border of Ukraine, making sure, being on ready alert in case Putin also was going to attack Poland. There is very strong possibility that Putin is not just fighting this against Ukraine, but that his war is really against NATO, and Poland would be next. So it's very, I think, very prudent of Poland to make sure, and not just Poland. Romania needs to stay on high alert. Even Germany needs to stay on high alert, plus the Baltic states up there, Lithuania, Estonia, and Latvia certainly needs to keep their head on a swivel. A third of Kiev's residents awoke. They have no heat. 1/3 of the city is completely out of power. There's no heat, and it is frigid cold in Ukraine right now. The apartment complexes that were hit were 7. I was wrong. 7 different 24-story residential buildings were hit repeatedly. And these are apartment complexes where the people live. So Putin's not just going for, he's not even really going after, I mean, yes, he's fighting the Ukrainian military down on the front line. It's just like a meat grinder, okay? Artilleries and tanks. He's using the drones and the missiles on the civilians in the heart of the cities. President Zelensky called for more pressure on Russia. He said this is the true attitude of Putin and his inner circle. They do not want to end this war, and they seek to use every opportunity to cause Ukraine even greater suffering and increase their pressure on others around the world. Polish fighter jets on the border of Ukraine readied themselves and scrambled in response to the attack that was taking place in case Russian aircraft or missiles or drones violated their airspace and compromised them. They were ready to shoot anything down that would come their way. Commercial airports were temporarily closed this morning, and for fear of getting in the way of these drones and missiles. Mr. Zelensky, President Zelensky, is going to meet with President Donald Trump in Florida on Sunday for a key peace talk on ending the war. But how do you end a war when the one guy don't want to end the war? Only one guy wants to end the war. And I understand Zelensky is willing. Zelensky, little by little, is compromising. He's saying, okay, I don't have to join NATO. Okay, you can keep the 22% that you've taken from me. Okay, we'll surrender. Okay, and Putin says, okay, that's good, but there's some other things. And as he's keeps showing up at the bargaining table in different locations, meeting with Marco Rubio or meeting with, Jared Kushner, or over here meeting with Steve Witkoff, or over there, or over here, or this delegation there. Meanwhile, he continues to rain hellfire down on the nation of Ukraine. Matter of fact, several issues in this peace plan that's up for grabs includes who's going to control the eastern port of Ukraine, that'll be Putin, and who's going to manage the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, which Putin has control of. He seized it from Ukraine and still has control of it, and he has for the last 3 years. The war in Ukraine has lasted now for nearly 4 years, and literally tens of thousands of civilians have died, and unbelievable hundreds of thousands of troops on both sides. At this point, President Zelensky on X called for an increased pressure from the allies and supplies for his country's air defense. He said if Russia turns even the Christmas and New Year period into a time of destroying homes and burning our apartments and ruining our power plants, then what are we going to do? This is sick, he said. This is a sick activity. Can only be responded to with truly strong steps. The United States has the capability. Europe has the capability. Many of our partners have the capability. The key is use it. Now, while I was reading that, as I said, Lexi has a friend who is from Ukraine who came to Indiana as an exchange student and has now gone back and went back to Ukraine, had to flee again, went into Poland, and then went into Belgium, where she is now in Belgium attending college. She was accepted by a college in Belgium. So anyway, you can imagine you had to leave your home and you can't go back. She's from Kiev. Well, Russia attacked Kiev, as we said, and other parts of Ukraine with these 500 drones and 400 missiles, and they were spread out across a lot of it. Most of it was at Kiev, but some of it also hit in other locations in Ukraine. Look, thousands, I mean, at this point, they figure 400,000 homes without power, and it is frigid temperatures there right now. There's one report that says Kiev lost 750,000 people without power. 400,000 of them are in Kiev. The other 350,000 are scattered around the country. On the way to meeting Trump in Florida, Zelensky stopped at Canada's Halifax to meet Prime Minister Mark Carney, after which they plan to hold a call with European leaders while he's in Canada. And then he'll fly on down to Florida, where he'll meet with President Trump tomorrow. And at least he'll have some assurances or understanding, I should say, where the European Union stands with him. Obviously, Poland is scared, so they're the fighter jets right there behind me flying along their border while Russia is engaged with hellfire missiles and drones pouring down on the capital of Kiev. So you got to wonder, what can President Trump do at such a time as this? I mean, other than stand with Zelensky and continue to supply him, but that's billions of dollars that the United States has already done, and so has the European Union. Or convince Putin and Zelensky to end the war. But it sounds like Zelensky's ready to, and he's willing to give up a lot, but Putin's not ready to end the war, obviously. You know that Zelensky's going in to see Trump, so you hit his country with 400 missiles and 500 killer drones. So he is sending a very clear message. It don't matter how many times you meet with his people or his entourage over here, over there, or even Trump fly up to Alaska and meet with Putin. It doesn't matter. As Mike from around the world said, he is not going to leave Ukraine. His goal is to take Ukraine. And his bigger goal is to expand Mother Russia deeper into the NATO countries in Europe. And he has a long-term plan that he's working right now. And he said he's basically the reincarnation of Peter the Great. Well, Peter the Great, he took 21 years to take a large swath of Europe. 21-year war. Was in no hurry. Putin's been on this 4 years. He's in no hurry. He believes, he don't care how many of his people die. He don't care what it means to his economy. He has struck a deal with China, and he has struck a deal with the North Koreans, and he's buying soldiers or people and throwing uniforms on them and a gun and send them out to front lines. He's getting people from several African nations now. He has the Chechen Muslims, who are a brutal bunch. They're fighting with him. He has got North Korean soldiers. I bet he has Venezuelan soldiers. I'm hearing he does. He may even have Colombian soldiers. He may even have Cuban soldiers, and probably has Chinese soldiers. But but wearing, hiding among the North Koreans, but wearing the Russian uniforms. I would say he does, but maybe not. I can't confirm that one. I can confirm North Korea and Somalia, several African nations. Okay, so he has no problem. He's just going to keep sending them out there, and as they die, he just buys more and sends them out there. And these very very, very poor third world countries in Africa for sure, and some of the Middle East, they don't care to send people. They want to get rid of them anyway. They just send them to Russia. Russia pays their crooked government so much money, so many millions, and they send them bodies. They just send them people who have not even in the military. Russia throws a uniform on them, sticks a gun in their hand, says, you're going to the front line. This is exactly what's going on. And there's no end in sight. This is why Putin, for 15 years, was stocking gold, buying gold and gold and gold. He bought gold from everywhere. And now he can pay these different countries for oil, for drones, for weapons, for soldiers. He can pay for it using his excess gold and trading also oil. He can sell oil to some who are needing it bad. So, guys, this whole thing is getting uglier by the minute. There's no end in sight. We are watching an absolute powder keg. I'm telling you right now. I kept thinking this thing was going to end, but now I don't. I don't. Because does anybody really understand the mind of this man? Really, seriously. He believes that he must defeat NATO. He must. In his mind, he must not just take all of Ukraine, which I think he's bound and determined to do that, but then to move on. And he don't care how long it takes. He's only about 70, 71 years old. He knows the next 10 years he can give it a big run and then maybe set up his heir apparent, someone that he feels can continue on, maybe even more ruthless than him, somebody with that KGB mentality. So, guys, this is what's going on. It's brutal. Prisoners of war are being tortured and butchered on both sides. Both sides. The Russians are doing it to the Ukrainians. The Ukrainians are doing it to the Russians. It's ugly what's happening. And it's almost like we're seeing a repeat of World War II, except it isn't Nazi Germany. It's a totalitarian government, boot scooting, nuke and shooting, tootin' Putin. And I really think, and he has sent clear message. Now, if you listen to last night's broadcast with Mike from around the world, Mike said, and Mike was very plain, he didn't mince his words, Putin is not backing down. He feels he's winning the war of attrition. He senses he's winning. He can see that the United States and the European unions don't have the will to fight. They don't want to fight this war, but they may get drug into it anyway, just like we did. We were drug into the war in Europe and the South Pacific back in World War II. Guys, do you realize, and I'm thinking that this is you can see a repeat of history now, a tyrant on the move. We must keep our eyes open. We must pray for the Russian people. Pray for the Russian people. It's not the Russian people. It really isn't. They just want to live their life and live in peace and harmony. And there's really no reason for him to do this. But there's a different ideology among the communist nations. And he is a KGB dictator, and he's really a communist. And he's old school, former Soviet Union, KGB. I mean, he really is. Let's just, a leopard doesn't change its spots. The Bible said, does a leopard change its spots? No. You know who he is. We know who he is. We know what he really is. And it's not going to end. And the demonic spirit from hell, the demon of Gog and Magog, has entered in to the leadership in Russia. And that means, Israel, you better keep your eyes wide open, not to this year. In 2026, nothing's going to happen to really It's going to be, this war will keep going. And the attrition and the war of attrition taking place. There will be skirmishes around the world, but it's going to be very peaceful. But it's a short-lived peace. I'm going to tell you right now, it's about an 18-month of peace in Europe and in the Holy Land. It's going to be very peaceable. It's the most peaceable it's going to be. 18 months. And then that window's going to close. And then all hell is going to break loose, folks, not only in Europe, not only in the Middle East, but in South Pacific as well. I'm telling you, Apollyon came out of the pit, releasing the demons of war, the red horsemen of the apocalypse. But we've got 18 months. Now, President Trump has got 3 more years, and that will be a reprieve for the body of Christ to get as much done as we can. And the next 18 months, I believe, will be some peace and safety. But sudden destruction is coming. It is coming. And don't be shocked by it. Don't be afraid of it. Don't walk in fear. Walk in faith. And if you're not saved, I want you to give your life to Christ. This is why the Lord has impressed on us this year of 2026 to go into all the world and preach the gospel, and to have our online church revival, house to house, with 10,000 salvation stations scattered around the globe participating in this revival. We're going to tell you more about that as we're developing it. It's coming and coming fast. Are you serious? Plus, I am going to be in India holding crusades physically there on the ground with Israel Hall and Heidi Begley and Pastor Sammy Nike. So it's going to be unbelievable what God's going to do. But first, this internet revival, this online, it's really an online revival with you and Mike from around the world, and he's teaming up with me, and we're going to explode upon the scene with you, the online church, the Publicly Prophecy online church. And so as you give today, let me just say this. As you give, please know you're helping me, because I've got to do some upgrading to make this thing happen. But God is saying you have 10,000 homes. Take the revival from house to house by using the technology. It means each person could bring a neighbor or a family member or a friend over to their home and be a part of their home becoming a salvation station. I'm going to be right back, guys, with more. Don't go nowhere. It's getting crazier, and it's going to get even crazier in this last days. My question is, are you saved? Are you born again? Seriously, have you been washed in the blood of the Lamb? Have you been saved? Are you saved? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? You better get ready. It's time to get ready. Have you been to Jesus for the cleansing power? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Are you fully trusting in His grace this hour? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Are you washed in the blood, in the soul cleansing blood of the Lamb? Are your garments spotless? Are they white as snow? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? We're going to the Caribbean June 7th through the 14th. Oh, yes. Find out about it. Find out. Are you walking daily by the Savior's side? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Do you rest each moment in the crucified? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Or are you washed in the blood, in the soul-cleansing blood of the Lamb? Are your garments spotless? Are they white as snow? And be washed in the blood of the Lamb. Come on! Go with us to the Mediterranean, the voyage of Apostle Paul cruise all over Greece and Turkey to the church of Ephesus, Thessalonica, and Corinth. You can go in October.
When the bridegroom cometh, will your robes be white? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Will your soul be ready for those mansions bright and be washed in the blood of the Lamb? Or are you washed in the blood, in the soul-cleansing blood of the Lamb? Are your garments spotless? Are they white as snow? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Now lay aside those garments that are stained with sin and be washed in the blood of the Lamb. There's a fountain flowing for the soul unclean. Oh, be washed in the blood of the Lamb.
Glory!
Are you washed in the blood, in the soul-cleansing blood of the Lamb? Are your garments spotless? Are they white as snow? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Glory! Are you serious?
Oh, we are very, very serious. Yes, you can go with this on the Caribbean cruise. This is June the 7th through June 14th. Kevin Wilson will be going along with us. We're doing praise and worship every night. And, of course, we're stopping in the Cayman Islands. We'll be in the Bahamas and Jamaica and Cozumel, Mexico, as you're on a 7-day journey with Paul and Heidi. This will be a lot of fun, a lot of fellowship, a lot of food. It's just going to be a great time in the Lord. Now, in the fall, in October and November, it's going to be back to back to back, okay? 3 different tours. You can go on one of them. You can go on 2 of them. And if you're brave enough to follow Indiana Paul Begley, you can go on all 3 of them through the Bible. Absolutely cover the Bible. We'll start with this Caribbean cruise. Mediterranean cruise, the voyages of Apostle Paul. You can go with me and Sister Heidi and I. Israel Hall will be with us doing praise and worship on this trip right here. And it starts in October 23rd through November 1st. Then, if you want to stay, or if you don't want to do that one, you can do this one. Israel. Tour the nation of Israel, which is incredible. It is not only with me and Heidi, but also with Bishop Larry Ragland and Sandy Ragland. It's going to be an incredible tour. We're expecting 150 or more. It will be incredible. I want you to be a part of that. Some of you have never been to Israel, and you've always said, before I die, I want to make this trip. Well, this is this trip. And if you had to go, nobody better to go with than yours truly, me and Heidi. I mean, seriously. And then throw in the Raglands? Are you serious? So this is what I'm saying. Let's all go to Israel if you want to. You can go on the Mediterranean cruise first and stay with us and head right into Israel if you want to, okay? Or you can just do the Israel tour, all right? I'm talking the whole thing. Sea of Galilee, boat ride. I'll baptize you in the Jordan River. We'll stand on the Mount of Olives. We'll stand where Jesus stood when he was ascended to heaven and where Jesus is coming back to. We'll go down into the Garden of Gethsemane where Jesus prayed. We'll stand on the Temple Mount. We'll go to the wall to pray, the Wailing Wall. We'll also go to Mount Carmel where Elijah called down the fire. We'll stand at Mount Megiddo and look out across the valley of Armageddon. I'll baptize you in the Jordan River, take a boat ride across the Sea of Galilee, and on and on. And then we'll go to the Garden Tomb where Jesus, we believe, rose from the dead, and we'll take communion at the Garden Tomb. This is not just a tour. This is an experience. Okay, this is an experience. And then if you want to stay with me, you can go with me as we'll go into Egypt and the Egypt tour. Or if you don't want to, you can just do the Egypt tour. That's up to you. But the Egypt tour will be incredible. We'll take a boat, a river cruise ride down the Nile River. We'll go to Alexandria. We'll go to Luxor. We will go to the palaces of the pharaohs. We'll go see the pyramids. We'll see the Sphinx. We'll go to the incredible museums in Cairo. We will literally we'll go to Mount Sinai, where Moses received the tablets of stone, the Torah, the 10 Commandments. This all taking place there. So you pick one of these 4 tours to go. Pick one of those and make a plan and get registered. So go to my website at paulbegleyprophecy.com. A lot of you, Heidi sent out an email last night. Check your email that she sent you. It's got all these links, and you can click them, and then these brochures will pop up right on your computer, and you can look it over, see the entire timeline. Get registered. Get registered. Let's go. And this will be and God is telling me we've got an 18-month window. Let's take advantage of that. Let's take advantage of that. Are you serious? I'll be back. Will I wear a pineapple shirt on the cruise? Of course I will. Because what if this is the cruise that Jesus comes? Nobody knows the day or the hour. But we know this. He's coming. Are you saved? I'll be back with more right here on the coming apocalypse. Please pray for Ukraine. Pray for peace in Europe. Pray for peace around the world. Because we are truly living in the last days. The church needs to stand up. Time is running out. Are you serious? The Salvation Station. And if you missed last night's broadcast, you need to go and watch it, because we talk about this online revival that you can be much a part of, and it can maybe lead some of your family to Christ. We want that to happen. God bless all of you. Are you serious?